This is 80's Horror Spotlight, where I shed light on an underrated horror film from each year of the 1980s. The year is 1986, unfortunately a year of some of history's worst disasters. The Space Shuttle Challenger was destroyed only moments after being launched, causing a 2-year investigation into NASA. The Chernobyl nuclear power plant in Ukraine exploded, causing large amounts of radiation to be released. And in the genre of horror entertainment, we began to see a flood of slasher films that had begun to oversaturate the market and devalue some of the great films in the genre that had come out before. It felt like a new slasher film came out every week, and each one felt just a little more stale than the last. However, in this dismal time, we did have one horror movie come out that decided to try something new and breathe life in the already tired genre. Unfortunately, it came and went with little to no fanfare and has been somewhat forgotten at this point. Of course, I'm talking about Neon Maniacs.
Everything I told the police is the truth. I'm sorry, Donna, but your brother is dead.
By this time in the 80s, the slasher genre was pretty well established, and films had begun to become formulaic and cliche. I mean, Friday the 13th was already up to part 6, so when someone actually broke these cliches and made something unique and outside of the box, unfortunately it tended to get ignored, which is the case for Neon Maniacs. Now, is this film good? I mean, not in the traditional sense, but is it memorable? Absolutely. Even for having been shot on the budget of let's say a used 98 Toyota Corolla. Now, what makes this film unique? Well, let me ask you a question. What is better than one psychopathic killer in a slasher movie? How about 2? Strike that. How about 12? 12 unique slashers that make up the ultimate killing squad. You've got Ape, Mohawk, Doc, Decapitator, Hangman, Biker, Axe, Samurai, Scavenger, Juice, Soldier, and my personal favorite, Archer. Let me ask you another question. Do you think they were able to handle this many slashers in a 90-minute film, given each character enough time to develop in a natural, organic way? The answer? No, of course not. This film is a nonsensical mess. But that's where the charm lies. This film was a blast to watch. Even if half the running time, I had my palm to my forehead laughing at some of the choices this movie made. When watching this film, you could tell the intent was to turn this film into a franchise, which isn't surprising in the 80s where every horror movie basically got a sequel or two. I mean, even Ghoulies went to college in a 4th movie. But alas, Neon Maniacs wasn't so lucky. This is a one-shot that unfortunately probably will never get a follow-up, which is truly sad because the movie does have a final sting that sets up what could be a possible sequel. Do I recommend Neon Maniacs? Well, yes and no. This film can really only be enjoyed and appreciated by people who enjoy bad campy slashers from the decade and don't need the flash and pizzazz of its slick counterparts. I mean, check it out. It's a good time.
Sounds scary.